Hi, good afternoon, Denise. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Good. Say, before we get started with this chat, let me do a couple introductions. Myself, I'm Ron Holthusen. For those who might be viewing this chat, I'm liaison with the Jacksonville missions team to Habitat for Humanity. And of course, you are Denise James, Executive Director of Habitat. So with that, let me ask you a few questions. Perhaps we could start off with for you to just give an overview of what Habitat actually does.
Okay. Well, typically, our organization provides housing to people that are low income and in need of housing. We usually do that by building new homes. We use volunteer labor. We must fundraise and raise our own resources to buy all the material locally. And then when we're finished, we sell that home for what it cost or with an affordable mortgage to that low income homeowner. We then hold the note and we use the funds for future projects. That's typically what we do. We've also done some renovations, some repairs, um, done a little bit of everything, especially in the last year.
Okay, very good. There's a group called Apostles Build, and which I've been a part of, and you, of course, you know. Maybe you could give those that are viewing a little bit of an idea how that connects to Habitat for Humanity.
Sure. Well, Habitat for Humanity was actually founded under Christian principles. And although today we don't discriminate against anyone for what their religion is or if they have a religion, we don't ask them, but we try to act in that way. We try to act in a Christian way. We often try to represent ourselves as Jesus would. We also utilize the Apostles program in a thought process of using 12 churches as apostles to work together to build the home in collaboration for the family in need. Our goal is to find 12 churches that within our community that will work together to help fund the home as well as providing opportunities of volunteerism. We've been doing this since about 2006, I think, and so far we've not had all 12 churches as apostle members, but we've come close. And our church partnerships have been very, very loyal and dedicated and appreciated, as each year we've been able to use this partnership to build another home.
Well, it's you do a lot of good work in the community, but this last year has been tough on a lot of people, including Habitat for Humanity. So, in what ways has the pandemic impacted what you're able to do?
Well, actually, the average age of our regular volunteer is about between 70 and 80 that come out to our job sites. So when the COVID pandemic first really started to shut us down last spring, we were very concerned about our volunteers, especially. And so that was the first thing that stopped was volunteers coming to our job site. Took us everyone a little while to learn and kind of figure out rope or ways around it. So we had to finish our homes last year using our staff members mostly, and if just one or two volunteers. We then had to close our offices, close our restore. A lot of funding opportunities stopped. We had scheduled to start our Apostles 2020 Apostles Build House last year, which we just held off and waited until we felt like things were safe. So that's how COVID affected us. We're just now slowly getting back into gear. We're slowly having some churches come with some small groups, and it's still affecting us, I think.
Yeah, I'll bet. Well, the other thing that happened besides the COVID pandemic was the fires back in September. And I know that's had a big impact on housing, our community in general. How has Habitat been able to kind of connect with that in some way?
Well, first of all, we're very, very thankful that none of our Habitat homes were any of those that were destroyed by fire, which we were very thankful over. And our staff were all safe, and volunteers, we know we lost a few. Um, but really, the devastation of the fire was first, we just thought, what can we do? What can we do? There are so many organizations doing things. We started thinking about what people would need that had lost their homes. And we started with a tool share program in which we provided we asked for donations of shovels and rakes and sifting boxes, and people could stop by here on their way out to their burned area and do some sifting to find some items, which people did find a lot of keepsakes. And then we began seeing people that were requesting discounts and things from our restore as they were able to find housing. People that were uninsured or were really poor, had nothing, they had no way to replace some of the items that were lost. So we decided to again reach out to the community and ask for donations of basic furniture. And the response was overwhelming. How many people donated material to us, or building, or, I'm sorry, basic home furnishings. We'd received some grant funding, received some other special funding that we were able to purchase some items. We purchased new mattresses, some dressers, which were hard to find. We're still giving to people that are in need. And right now we've shifted a little bit. We're now going through our restore. So if people that were in need, if they needed furniture, we were able to still provide brand new beds or mattresses and box springs and dressers. And then we're providing a voucher to our restore so people could actually shop for what they need most. So
Well,
it's ongoing.
Yeah, I got it. So going forward over this next year, what do you see as your biggest challenges?
I think COVID is going to be certainly a challenge for a little while longer. We have gone back to building. We're building our Apostles Build home for Jill, our single mom. We have church partnerships that we're so thankful over. We just have small groups. So we're having to build with between 4 and 6 people at a time so that we can maintain distance and safety. And then of course, fundraising is difficult. We have to raise the funds to build each home. And that's been difficult. We've not been able to have events and gatherings like many other people have. So we've gone to many other resourceful ways of fundraising as we can. Our community's been very generous, but I think those are the two, is that we're bringing the number of people back that we can to volunteer and raising the resources necessary to build.
Are there any other things that are on the horizon that you'd like to share? Or
well, we have just purchased some property in the fire burned area. We have some land in Talent and we have some land in Phoenix. We are just waiting to see what the new zoning laws are going to be in Talent before we submit our request to build 2 homes. Then as soon as we have that approved, then we'll start looking for applicants. We really hope that we'll be able to find housing for people that were displaced from the fire, that are in need and qualify for our program. So that we're very excited to be a part of the rebuilding Talent in Phoenix area.
well, you've certainly got a lot on the plate over this coming year. So I know I appreciate what you do, and I know very many people in this community really are humbled really by all the things that Habitat is able to do. So appreciate that you took the time to do this interview, and it's good. Hopefully that'll help people get a good picture of what's happening.
Right. Thank you, Ron. And thank you so much for the church partnership. We couldn't do it without the help that we get.
Very good. Okay. Thank you, Denise.
Thank you.
Good week.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.